Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, pre-recorded live stream. I was supposed to start this podcast a while ago, but then I forgot. This is going to be a place where week to week, first, I'm going to be talking about the topic of last week's video, which would be over on my main channel, Casual Classroom. Second thing, this is going to be a place where I let myself fuck up like that and make mistakes, because I don't let really any of that stuff into my videos if I can help it. So here it's going to be a bit more lax. I'm just going to talk about the topic of last week's video, go into it a bit more, say things that I couldn't find time for in the video. And then I'm going to talk about what I've been watching or reading this week, general life things if they impact either one of the channels. But yeah, I think that's going to be a really good place for us to chill out. It is going to be just me, at least for now. I don't know, I might have some of my friends on to be guest hosts. I might get Eiichiro Oda on. We're besties. I'm actually the One Piece. But anyways, let's get going. Okay, so the topic of last week's video, technically 2 weeks ago, but I'll explain this in next week's episode, which will be posted in 2 days. I'll explain this all in the next week episode, which will be posted in a couple days, I think. Anyways, so that video was about the Alabasta arc of One Piece, and I fucking loved it. It was fantastic. It was the first real saga in One Piece. The arcs had slowly been getting longer, but this one was whoa. It's really funny now thinking about when I watched the first few episodes of One Piece, when it was in the Syrup Village arc with Usopp, and I was like, oh man, Luffy's gotta fight Klahadore for 3 episodes. Oh no, that's so long. But this arc was way longer, but this really cemented in me that Oda is always gonna make it worth my time. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes when I was in that fucking big ass desert with the land pirates, who I did not like or remember until they showed the land pirates again, I wasn't having the most fun there, but I was still Oda's got a plan. Oda's got this. He knows what he's doing. And you know what, guys? I'll be the first to say it. I do think this Oda guy knows what he's doing. I think that this One Piece is going to be a really big hit. But anyways, yeah, it was immensely satisfying. Oh my gosh, I did actually cry when the rain started to fall. You could really feel how relieving it was. As an audience member, oh my gosh, I felt I could feel that oh god, someone's gonna clip that. Oh my gosh. Of me going, oh my gosh, like that. Okay. Anyways, I could just feel the relief of that nice cool rain on their skin, because I live in Kansas. I've been there. Not the genocidal dictator part. Kansas does not have a dictator yet. Wait till I get a whole... Wait, I can't say that. Okay, I would... Oh, fuck. Oh, I can't, say things like that on a podcast. No one's gonna listen to this. The odds that the CIA would hear this are super low. And even if they did, I'm not going to do anything, and that was a joke. And I want to make that really clear. But okay, anyway, sorry, this is going to be a very tangent-filled podcast, I think. Because I just kind of, go off on tangents when I'm thinking, and since I'm, alone here, yeah, this podcast is going to be full of rambles. But what I really wanted to talk about in relation to the video last week was Jaya, because I watched the first few episodes of the Jaya arc. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little burpy right now, except I physically don't know how to burp, so a lot of times it just makes me sound a little different. And I'm gonna let me sound a little different here at times. This is just a fun podcast. But I'm a little burpy like that because I've got my 3 drinks here. You see, I've got this personal philosophy that if you're at home and you're really sitting down for something, not just popping down for a seat, if you're really sitting down, you know what I mean? You are down. You need 3 drinks. The first drink you need, hydration I, hydration drink. Uh, yeah, this one, it's a pretty strict category because there's not a lot that like really hydrates you out there. I've got a LaCroix here, that's just carbonated water that thought about a fruit one time. It's delicious. I don't care what anyone says. LaCroix is delicious, except when it loses its carbonation, it kind of sucks. But I've got the black raspberry flavor here, very good. So that is my hydration drink. Next, you need your fun drink. Right now, I've got my Cayman Jack. I'm recording this podcast. I'm having a drink. I'm kicking back. I'm 22. I'm allowed to do that. Biden, if you're watching, don't you send them. I'm allowed. And third, you need your, I want to say, energy drink, but, energy drinks are a thing, so I feel like that's a little misleading. But you need, your go drink, I guess. You need your go drink. And whatever that might be for you, because they're different things for different people. Sometimes, just a cold glass of iced tea makes me feel really productive. But right now, I have got Mio and some water. I've got the cherry flavor, getting some caffeine through there. It's really important to make sure that you keep up how much caffeine you drink throughout the day until you crash and go to bed, so that you're never tired until you have to be, which is when you sleep. This is how you live forever. Oh, fuck, I was going to talk about Jaya. Oh, man. Okay, now I swear I am actually going to talk about Jaya. So, okay, yes, Jaya. First thing, I really like Bellamy. He is, he's clearly a very, perfect foil for Luffy. He's fantastic in that way. His whole, oh, pirates shouldn't dream, the One Piece is a myth, boats can't fly, I watched Jaya 2 weeks ago, so I don't quite remember what Bellamy sounds like. I don't know if he sounds like that. But, yeah, I mean, he was a little, heavy-handed, I guess, but, I mean, it's One Piece. One Piece is pretty heavy-handed, that's just kind of, baked into the cake, you know? But, yeah, I really like him so far. Second thing, it's really fun to be, after, Alabasta and you're out in that sun for so long, it feels like. It's really fun to be at, a lively nighttime bar with, a ton of, pirates and stuff. Feels like a big, party. It almost feels like an extension and sort of a threatening turn to the wrap up of Alabasta, because it's One Piece, so they have their big party after the bad guy is gone. Usually he falls on his back. He's Luffy, you punched me. But it's that part was extended and then turned threatening at a certain point. Obviously, that certain point was when they were in Jaya, but oh, sorry. Oh, those LaCroix. Man, I really wish I could burp. I don't know why I can't. It's really strange. I've done it 3 times in my life, and they've all been involuntary and actually, frankly, very unpleasant. I wish I could do it for convenience like this, because I talk a lot, so it's kind of annoying to have to stop when I go "Urgh." But it is pretty painful. I don't like them. I think maybe since it was involuntary, it was probably more painful, but I probably sound like such a fucking weakling right now. Talk about how burping hurts. Okay, but anyways, meeting Blackbeard was really fun. It felt very One Piece to be introduced to one of the biggest antagonists in the series. I have a lot of secondhand knowledge about One Piece. I know that Blackbeard is a big deal. Uh, but yeah, meeting him through a disagreement over the quality of a certain cherry pie, I thought was really funny. Although I will have to get used to his voice, because I don't know what voice I imagined for Blackbeard when I would see pictures of him. It wasn't the English dub voice, because I watched the English dub, because I have really strong ADHD, so it's really hard for me to keep my eyes on the screen 100% of the time, because a lot of times I'll be doing dishes or working on something while I'm watching TV. I still pay attention, but it's helpful if I can look down and not maybe miss an important plot point or emotional beat. But yeah, I have not gotten super into Jai at all. Luffy and Zoro are right now getting, like, it's that part where they're kind of, like, getting their asses kicked because Luffy's like, no, don't fight them. And we're kind of waiting to see, like, why Luffy doesn't want to fight them, I think. Again, it's been a couple weeks since I have watched One Piece, so I'm a little rough on it. But I'm really, really excited to see what happens next in Jaya, because I know that, like, Luffy has a great moment in Jaya. And also, I'm really excited for the upcoming Skypiea, because obviously Jaya, like, kind of lives in the shadow of Skypiea. It's the lead up to Skypiea. I know, like, a lot of things about One Piece already, but I don't really mind, honestly. Like, there's so much One Piece stuff that, like, granted, I do know a lot about it already, but, like, there's still so much to find out, and it's fun to, like, see. It's fun to, like, have an image of certain things in my head and then have those, like, changed. And, like, sometimes it does take getting used to, like Blackbeard's voice. But, like, it's interesting. I do appreciate experiencing the series in sort of this different way, especially because, like, it would be impossible for me to avoid One Piece spoilers. Like, I mean, like, even new ones out of the question, like, but like old ones, like, yeah, people just like say them because they're not like culturally spoilers anymore, even if they are for you. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back to watching more One Piece here soon. So, this is going to be a quick little section, really quick after I just talked about the video of last week in Jaya to explain, like, my anime watching stuff is not really, like, with the time, probably, like, to the detriment of my channel. I should probably straighten that up one day. But what I mean is, like, I don't like to watch stuff week to week as it comes out. I like it way less. For me, shonen is not good to consume week to week. I don't like it. I can't imagine how people read one chapter a week. Because, like, yeah, you get like half an episode a week. I mean, with One Piece, I guess it would be about the same from what I've heard about like the newer episodes. But I don't know. Personally, I don't find the pace in One Piece that bad, at least yet. I don't know. Maybe it gets like horrible, but I think if I got through like a lot of it, I think if I've gotten through Alabasta, I'm probably going to be pretty okay with the pace. Oh, I have heard that one of the arcs is really bad with it. I think it's like Long Ring, Long Island or something. I don't know. I don't know a lot about that arc. But anyways, so that's why like even though the My Hero season just wrapped up and like Chainsaw Man and Blue Lock have been wrapped up for a while, those are the ones I've been watching seasonally. I need to catch back up on them because like I just enjoy it more when I can like watch it all in one fell swoop. I also find that like I appreciate the like themes more because like tough. Like I watch and read like a lot of stuff. It's kind of tough when like week to week, like if there's like a theme in something, it might be harder for me to like pick it up because like I might have forgotten that that was kind of an element of the story before. I hope that makes sense. But here soon, since I will be getting back to watching those soon, I'm super excited to watch more My Hero and Chainsaw Man and Blue Lock. But I mean, My Hero is like a very special show for me. It really like got me into shonen. I think it's a really good starter shonen. Blue Lock is really good, but like I don't have like that personal of attachment to it, and I've read Chainsaw Man. So like I really like the anime, but like I've read it. Like it doesn't feel like a necessity for me to watch it like ASAP. But I guess like My Hero used to feel that way, and then I realized I hate watching stuff week to week. So yeah, that kind of stuff will be coming more down the line in podcast and in video form. So next up is manga. I read quite a bit of Soul Eater this week, for me at least. I don't really know what like a lot of manga reading is for people. I don't know, because I've never really kept track of it like that. I guess we will find out together. This is so romantic. We are best friends in real life. Parasocial relationships are proven to help your channel. Please love me. We are besties. Anyways, so yeah, Soul Eater. I read the A Fight to the Death at the Big Bash arc, which also, I love that name. I think it's hilarious. All of his arcs should have names that are sentences. That's amazing. Every One Piece arc should be called Luffy Fights Another Dictator. What Mario biome does it take place in this time? We got the desert, the jungle, the snow one. Oh, is he gonna go to a lava one at one point? Man, I really hope that everyone understands that my gentle ribbing at One Piece is completely out of love, because that is one of the like, literal, in my opinion, best pieces of art on the planet. And I think that if you don't consider it one of the best pieces of art on the planet, you're being, like, a little ignorant and a little unfair. But, anyways, up until this point, Soul Eater was made up of a lot of, like, smaller arcs, but this was the first one that felt like a, like, traditional medium form, like, shonen battle arc. Like, it wasn't, like, huge or anything like Alabasta, but, you know, it was, like, relatively long for, like, Soul Eater, and, like, everyone, like, split off and had their fights. There was the big, like, overarching thing. It was very shonen arc, and I really liked that, like, familiarity, because I love that formula. That's why I like shonen so much. Or, you know, part of why. The other part is that I'm a child. Uh, but ooh, I might need to quiet that down. I was really close to the mic there. I really loved the character development of Maka and Krona. That was just fantastic. Frankly, like, I I don't know. This is, like, tough to say because on the one hand, Okubo's treatment of his women is, like, is sort of sexist. Like, it is. It's like pretty pervy at, like, times. But also, he's got, like, Maka and Krona and Medusa, like, who I don't think is as well written as those two, but is fucking awesome. I love her. But Maka and Krona are so well written. Like, Maka might be the most well written character in the series. Like, so far, probably. I mean, I love her. She's, like, great. Like, so I guess, like, you know, it is good. I mean, it probably, like, makes all the fan service tolerable, honestly, like, for me, that Maka is so good. Like, there are, like, really well written female characters. It's just that, like, he also treats them kind of pervy, but, like, you know, it swings and roundabouts, I guess. But the art was also the best it's been yet. One thing I love about Okubo's art is that he really changes it in, like, pretty drastic ways to reinforce the story. Like, shoot, I read this a few months ago, so I'm having a little trouble remembering all the plot details. But the arc with Tsubaki and her brother, I think it was her brother, and her and, like, Black Star went to that village, and she had to, like, go into, like, the, like, soul dimension or something to fight him, and it turns into this, like, very sketchy art style, and it was really beautiful. I just love how he will change his art so much to reinforce the themes of the series, or, like, the themes of the story at the moment. Oh my gosh, one thing I loved about Death facing off against the Kishin, I've been calling it Kishin, like, kind of giving it that pronunciation. I don't know what, like, the anime calls it or what it's supposed to be called, but anyways, the fight with the first Kishin and Death looked very biblical. Like, there was a lot of, like, there was a big sense of, like, scale and, like, these, like, grand, like, skyscapes, and it felt very biblical to me. I thought it was very interesting. And oops, sorry if you heard that. I just bumped against my desk. But I thought it was very interesting. I thought it really reinforced how that fight was supposed to feel. And oh my gosh, also, speaking of fights, the fight between Dr. Stein and Medusa, so tense. It was, oh my gosh, it was fantastic. Like, I was literally on the edge of my seat. It was really great. I loved how she used her arrow powers. I loved Stein's, like, internal stitches. Oh my gosh, I thought that was just great. They really did a better job, like, nailing down great things about this power system in this arc. I thought that the action was the best it's been yet, and I can't wait to see where it goes next. So next up for reading is Dinosaur Sanctuary Volume 1. So this is a new slice of life, I guess. I guess it's shoujo. I don't know. I haven't read enough shoujo to really, like, pin down all of the hallmarkers of it, but it's like a slice of life. It's Jurassic Park. It's a Jurassic Park slice of life, except the dinosaurs have not escaped yet. But I thought it was really good. The first chapter, like, introduced the general themes very well of, like, all animals have, like, these, like, personalities and have, like, strengths about them, and they can all be appreciated and loved. The main character, she really wants to, like, show people how beautiful every dinosaur is. Like, ooh, I read this like a couple weeks ago. There was a line that she had where like she was talking about, I believe, a Gigantosaurus, which is like sort of like it's basically like a bigger T Rex, I think. And she says like people think that she's so scary, but like she's just a big like ball of like anxiety. I think that the dinosaur like had anxiety. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I really like the characters. I love the drama. The drama is fantastic. The tea is immaculate. The art is pretty good. I mean, the dinosaurs look great, and there are some like really like nice. There are just some like really nice drawings in it. Like the people just look really good, and the dinosaurs look really good. There's a plot with a Triceratops who is missing a horn, and it's so good. It was my favorite in the whole like first volume. I mean, it was the only two-parter, so I think it was like supposed to be my favorite, but it was great. I really liked it. I really think you should pick it up. The second volume is out now. Have not read it yet. But yeah, Dinosaur Sanctuary Volume 1 is a big recommend from me. Please go pick that up immediately. Get your ass up. I'm waiting. Get up. Get up. So, next thing up to talk about is movies. This is definitely not going to be an every week one. I don't go out to the movies as much as I used to. Big thing to do with that is that these superhero movies have not been as good lately. I mean, I think we all recognize that. But I am very, very excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm actually so excited that I have not really watched any of the trailers. This is one that I don't want to spoil for myself. Also, sorry if you can hear cars driving by. I live kind of near a major road, but I'm moving literally like this week. So, you'll hear about a little more of that in the next podcast episode. But, anyways, the movie is Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, I think. I don't know. I just call it Puss in Boots. This movie was great. It was fucking awesome. Like, I mean, obviously everyone was talking about it like a while ago. But yeah, I finally got around to seeing it. It was fantastic. I'm really glad I saw it at the movies too, because it was beautiful. Puss was a really likable protagonist. I really liked his like journey. I really liked the way that they used like the 9 lives. Like it makes sense. Like in this weird fairy tale world. But I actually really liked the fairy tale worldness a lot in this. I will talk about that more in a sec. But next thing, I loved all the characters. I loved the dog, ooh, Perito? Yeah, Perito, I think it was. I think that that was it. But I also really liked the cat, Kitty Softpaws, I think. And I also loved Jack Horner and Death. I thought that they balanced out each other out wonderfully. I thought that they were well, Death was not hilarious, but he was really intimidating and also really charismatic. Jack Horner was just horrible, and every moment he was on screen, it was like, oh my god, what is this horrible, awful, awful, awful man gonna do next? But also, what he was gonna do next was usually like a really fun twist on like a fairy tale thing. I also just really loved his presentation, like his like villain group name being the Baker's Dozen. Amazing. I mean, that's perfect. Yeah, I loved all the like little like fairy tale jokes, like the cricket from uh Pinocchio. Jiminy Cricket shows up. I think he's from Pinocchio. He's the one that's like, like the moral compass character. And he's just having a mental breakdown because Jack Horner just fucking sucks so much. He has no moral compass, and he's just over here going like, oh, well, morals and values, Jack. And it's so good. I love it so much. That was one of my favorite jokes in the whole movie. The action and artistic direction were both really good, and they felt really like in tune with each other. I really liked how like painted a lot of things looked, and also I mean like, man, like especially after like watching like so much One Piece, seeing like something like I know it's like CG animated, so it is different, but man, seeing that smooth animation, it really activated my like lizard brain. I was so happy about all the shapes and colors. But I also really liked the message of like him letting people in more by making his legend more like manageable. And also it was a really good depiction of him like having like anxiety like really bad anxiety. And I thought that that was really cool. I really liked all the characters. Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows voices the dog, and he was fantastic. And also John Mulaney voices Jack Horner. Also, I'm sorry, but I feel like it's been long enough. Can we say that like people freaked out a little too much about the John Mulaney situation? Like, yeah, obviously it's like not good that he cheated on his wife and like was a coke addict. Like, but it doesn't make the cheating on his wife like I think is like morally bad, but like being a coke addict doesn't make him like a bad person. He's like had an addiction, and like, and also disclaimer here: if I'm like totally misinformed and John Mulaney like ate people or something, or like did something worse than what I think he did, which is cheat on his wife and be a coke addict, then I don't know about that. And so I'm not saying that if he did something way worse, that that was okay. That's all I know that he did. That's all I'm talking about. But if your bar for like a morally reprehensible like stand-up comic is he did cocaine and cheated on his wife, I've got news for you, man. I don't think that stand-up comedy is your thing. Like, I don't know. That was just a little tangent. I think that it's been long enough and that we can talk about that now as a society. But yeah, I thought that this movie was fantastic. There's a little like Shrek tease at the end. I thought that they were like rebooting Shrek. I don't know. I don't really care if you meet Shrek again. I mean, like, I guess if it's like written by like this team and like this whole like creative group is behind it, like I'd be like open to it. But I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about Shrek like that much. So, well, everyone, I think that that was about the first episode of pre-recorded live stream. I don't really know how long that this turned out to be, but we'll see like how long these kind of are, especially since like I'm alone. I want these to be more like, like longest I'd probably want to be like 40 minutes or something. I don't think that like a one person podcast can be very interesting for much longer than that. And even then, I'm gonna really try and stick to like more so like 30 minutes being the upper limit. But like, if I have people on, it'll probably be a fair bit longer. But I really hope that you guys had fun listening. Yeah, pre-recorded live stream is just gonna be a place for me to like catch everyone up on like the stuff that I've been watching and reading and just kind of get my thoughts out about it. Cause like, I like watch and read a lot more stuff than I make videos about, and like, and also like there's like movie news and stuff. I might talk about like video games and stuff too. Like who knows? This is just going to be a place for me to like dump all my excess thoughts. But you can see my more curated, edited down thoughts, some would say more tolerable and better quality, over at my main channel, Casual Classroom. That will be in the description of this. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I think I want to try and make these like every Wednesday. This is a little like special upload. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Please like, comment, subscribe, even send me money. Goodbye, y'all. Have a good one.